Assalamu alaikum. I'm Malik Hajj, a Levite prophet representing the seven thunders. This is Up Late Update with Malik Hajj. This is where take current events and get the understanding of them from the unsealed scriptures and give you the understanding of how they fit with what's taking place in today's time. This we're still working on the new format. I'm still putting it together. It's a little bit. We're still working on it. We're going to provide it as soon as we pull it together, get it together. However, until then, we're going to keep it moving and still give you value with late update. Let us begin. We're gonna begin with the two major storms. Okay, there was two major storms over the weekend. We're gonna tackle them one at a time, and then we'll hit them both. Okay. Historic and disastrous storms hit opposite corners of North America. Alaska and Puerto Rico was recovery efforts will be particularly challenging or dealing with prolific winds and flooding. Within 2 days, a pair of devastation struck opposite corners of North America. The entire island of Puerto Rico lost power on Sunday as Hurricane Fiona brought damaging winds and devastating flooding to the U.S. territory. A meteorologist catastrophe mirrored by another severe storm that battered parts of Alaska. In Puerto Rico, up to 2 feet of water washed away bridges, carved shams in the ground and is the midst of targeting hundreds to thousands of mudslides. President Joe Biden has already issued disaster proclamations for the island. Alaska, particularly the Seaward Peninsula, suffered a devastation hit by remnants of Pacific Typhoon Merbok on Friday and Sunday which brought hurricane force winds and a 10-foot storm surge. Both storms affected marginalized communities in often overlooked regions of the United States. In Puerto Rico, where the entire island is frequently treated as a distant cousin of the U.S. mainland, and Alaska, where Indonesia's populations reliant on fishing and hunting for substance were among the hardest hit. The let me see what that's saying. The comparatively remote nature of both impact zones, Puerto Rico being an island whose road network was made largely impossible by flooding, and isolated villages in coastal Alaska that have no roads outside of town, will make recovery efforts even more challenging. Dispatching supplies and personnel all require exceptional mobilization efforts. There are indications that both storms, particularly the one that struck Alaska, bear the fingerprint of human-induced climate change. Warmer ocean waters are allowing stronger storms to creep to higher latitudes, while warmer air temperatures carry more moisture and fuel more extreme rainfall. Okay. Fiona was declared a Category 1 hurricane at 11 a.m. Sunday. It made landfall along the southwestern coast of Puerto Rico near Puerto Tocon at 3:20 p.m. Winds in Ponce, Puerto Rico, second largest city, gusted to 103 miles an hour. Power outages accumulated throughout the morning hours before the island-wide blackout hit before landfall. Okay. So now I had two. So there's two things speaking together. Really sum that up quickly. So a storm on Alaska, western western coastline, and a storm. One's a typhoon, one's a hurricane. Basically, two different names for basically two different the same type of events, two different names. So Um, these they said it. 1 week, one comes up through California. Said when the last time they seen a hurricane or tropical rain, tropical storm come up from the Pacific. Now it's up on top of the Pacific, coming from the top of the Western Hemisphere, Western Alaska, excuse me, and at the same time, same weekend, same date, was hitting Puerto Rico coming, and they said that Fiona is still going and she's strengthening. So where's she going next? However, uh, just looking at how the storms, and this is one way that we're gonna weaken. Uh, that is weakening or causing more havoc, and these storms are more actively hitting areas around the world, and especially America. America is being hit by severe weather every day. Fires, floods, hurricanes, now typhoons, and it's just going to intensify. It's going to intensify, and as you look, not just in America, look, China, Japan. Japan is facing one. They're preparing for or been hit with a one of I think they've been hit with a earthquake. Let me see. Japan had been hit with a earthquake. I believe that's what they've been hit with. But earthquakes, let me see. Not that we're gonna get into a whole long, because it. Yeah, yeah. Not an it's a typhoon. Typhoon. Typhoon Namando slams into Japan, killing at least two. Since making landfall in southern Japan as the equivalent of a strong Category 2 hurricane, the deadly typhoon Namando has weakened, though it packed a punch in Monday's, bringing heavy rainfall and gusty winds to the vast swatch of Japan's island. The storm killed at least two people since it hit Japan's Kagashima prefecture, according to reporters from Reuters. One man was found dead in a car on a flooded outform, while another man dead when his cottage was hit by a landslide. At least one person is missing and dozens of other storm-related injuries have been reported, according to Reuters. The storm made landfall Sunday evening local time with a central pressure of 935 million bars, making it the fourth strongest typhoon on record to make landfall in Japan, with historical records dating back to 1951. It hit land with winds around 110 miles per hour. As Normando approached the Japanese coast, photographers caught intense shots of massive waves crashing ashore in advance of the storm. Now, this went into it. Another typhoon in Japan. We can do this all day. But this is what's taking place now. If Japan, China, China was hit with a what is it? China. Okay. There it is. See? Drone footage shows scales of destruction after Taiwan earthquake. This is 13 hours ago. So, just showing tsunami warning issue after 6.9 magnitude earthquake hits Taiwan. Taiwan hit by aftershock following deadly 6.8 magnitude earthquake. So, I'm just saying, so many things is taking place. It says playing. The Son of Man is playing in the middle of the earth with high explosives. And that the Son of Man will be using the wind, the rain, natural elements to attack his enemies. So, and it's done with high pressure and moving. The mind is moving high pressure, and that's what fuels storm activity is pressure. All storms is dealt with is pressure. High pressure, low pressure, medium, high pressure on it's the same thing with high pressure in the earth causes earthquakes. Lower pressure, all these things is still happening with pressure. Typhoon, same thing as typhoons. Hurricanes, tornadoes, and it's been pretty quiet. So you understand, like floods and all the things, but like you haven't heard this year about the tornadoes yet. So I wouldn't count a major tornado um spark at any time out. But this is the things that's taking place all over. These things is bringing destruction in, on America, and constantly um, taking out. How can you, with everything happening week after week, day after day, you're saying that you got whole cities and towns, um, power being knocked out, whole island power being knocked out, homes washed away, homes burnt up, several acres of land burnt up. So you got fires, earthquakes, typhoons, um, hurricanes, you name it, you're seeing it. You got places that don't have water. Mississippi. How many, we're a month in Mississippi's crisis? And Mississippi. Right here. Now look here. Now this is, I just want to just pulling this up. Jackson residents sue city. Summons over unsafe drinking water. They still have they still without water. But the thing is, let me tell you what the thing is. You hear more? You have a Jackson, Mississippi. They still without water. You would think living in America, they gonna put something in motion and get that water fixed. You know, they don't get no visits from the president, nothing like that. But forget that. You need water. But you can prepare, you can send billions of dollars over to billions of dollars to fight war over in UK in Ukraine. But when it comes to 85%, 83% black city of 180,000 or something like that, 150, 180,000 people left without water for over a month. Water system, but you can send billions of dollars to the Ukraine. All type, but you don't worry about the people, and you don't see. It's not concerned about getting water to so-called Americans. I mean, Americans. They call themselves Americans. But that's, looking at what's taking place, and it's 85% blacks. How concerned is it? How looking up this? Pay attention, brothers and sisters. Too. You're not important. Still not important. They said billions, over 60 billion. They didn't spend. They didn't spend approximately 60, at least 50, 60 billion in the Ukraine. And they spending a lot more trying to save Europe and and the oil crisis over there. I mean, the energy crisis. So, brothers and sisters, you got to really understand that your worth. You got to understand who you're dealing with. You got to understand how you are perceived and looked at. Period. It hasn't changed. You can go right up the street, go a few miles to the next white city, and they got running water. And it says since all they moved away from there out, there were too many blacks. The whites moved out. We don't want it. Got to get away from them niggas. They got running water. Their system is working. You know what I'm saying? So, you better but wake up and smell the coffee. Wake up and smell. Look, it's so many things that you can look at, brothers and sisters. Nothing's changed. You keep acting like things is getting better. Well, it's getting better. It's getting better, but nothing has changed. That's what they say. Well, we getting better. Better at what? Covering it up? Disguising it? This is tyranny and hate. That's what it is. The Holocaust. That's what's taking place. Ain't nothing changed. They still killing. Hey, this system is still on BS. And brothers and sisters, y'all better wake up. Now let's get to our next topic. It's a continuous. You can pull up things happening around the country, and I can pull up things that's happening in cities. Man, brothers and sisters, the truth is out here. Who are who we are? What time is it? We're in wartime. We're in a time of judgment. America's in a time of judgment. You got to really understand that we have been through a Holocaust. We've been through something nobody else has been through for 400 years. America put us through 400 years of affliction and torment, dehumanized us, had us unlike we weren't even human by American standards. We were animals, less than that. And they fed us shit at that. Killed us at any times. That's what they it's America. Now, let's go to our next topic. All right. Let me get more water. No, drive. Yeah. Water drinker. All right. Congress wants access to Iran nuclear deal docs. There we are. Congress wants access to Iran nuclear deal docs. Congressional Republicans are moving to compel the Biden administration to release details of the nuclear deal negotiations with Iran, including any side deals that could provide the hardline regime with access to billions of dollars in cash. Republicans Virginia Fox, Republican North Carolina, and 20 Republican colleges are spearheading a legislative measure that would force the Biden administration to submit to Congress all documents relating to any initiatives or negotiations regarding Iran's nuclear program, according to a copy of legislation. In addition to forcing the release of the deal itself, the measure would impose any side deals that are being negotiated as part of the accord, according to sources familiar with the bill. The requirement was included as a result of the Obama administration decision to airlift Iran $400 million in cash in 2015 as part of a secret side agreement with Tehran that only became public knowledge after a Wall Street Journal exposed Fox's measures likely to garner widespread Republican support and attract some Democrats who have become frustrated with the ongoing negotiation. If passed, Congress would be permitted to access copies of any documents memorandums and other communications in the president's possession, or any portions thereof that refers or relates to any inactive or negotiation regarding Iran's nuclear program. According to the measure comes amid a push by the bipartisan group of lawmakers who wrote to the White House this month demanding it not to return to any deal with Iran prior to releasing the full text of the agreement and any side agreement to Congress. Okay. So, you hear it. What's going on? What's going on? Let's see what's taking place here. Oh, nothing. So Congress wants documents, Looks like they're going, not going. Doesn't look good for this JCPOA. It's supposed to be um, off the table anyway. However, it's becoming more and more under fire. It's definitely under fire of Congress push, and they want, and Biden will have to push it. Any documents or any agreement that any offer, and push it through Congress first. So definitely gonna be, cause more time, and it doesn't look good with it. However, there's more things taking place over there. Let me. What's going on here? All right. Now, okay. All right. Nice. Iran says no nuclear deal without U.S. guarantees. It won't walk out again. Excuse me. Iran President Ibrahim Raisi, in his first U.S. media interview, said that the Biden administration promised to adhere to a new nuclear agreement was meaningless without guarantees that the United States would not again unilaterally withdraw from the deal in the future. If it is a good deal and a fair deal, we would be serious about reaching an agreement. It needs to be lasting, said Raisi, speaking through an interpreter in an interview with CBS 60 Minutes. Conducted last week in Tehran and broadcasted Sunday evening. But he added, we cannot trust the Americans because of the behavior that we've already seen from them. That is why, if there is no guarantee, there is no trust. Tehran demanded for guarantees that the United States would stay in the new agreement has become a principal sticking point in the failure of Iran and world powers to negotiate a deal to replace the 2015 version from which the Trump administration withdrew in 2018. Negotiations that began nearly a year and a half ago have now sputtered to a virtual stop. Administration negotiations have made clear from the beginning of the talks, which include Britain, France, Germany, Russia, and China, all signers of the original deal, along with the United States and Iran, that no U.S. administration has the power to bind the action of the successor. Since July, when European Union Foreign Policy Chief Joseph Borrell was, whose office has coordinated the talks sent Tehran and Washington what he called a final text of every issue that had been successfully negotiated. The two capitals have engaged the roads of response without reaching agreement. No additional talks are scheduled. Rossi elected. Oh, well, don't worry about that. Biden campaigned on the pledge that he would restore the original nuclear deal with Iran, which lifted nuclear-related sanctions in exchange for sharp restrictions in Iran's nuclear program, along with international monitoring and verification after withdrawal from what he called a bad deal. Negotiation by his predecessor, Barack Obama. Trump reimposed the lifted sanctions and added more for what he called maximum pressure that would cause Iran by capitulate. Instead, Iran has gone far beyond the limits imposed by the agreement, increasing quantity and quality of enriched uranium that the necessary to build a nuclear weapon. Iran has repeatedly said it has no intention of developing such weapon. Rossi said Iran's nuclear program is intended for medical and agricultural use. So, before I go into it, I'm going to get into something else that Rossi said. Oh, come on. Don't do me like that. Now you're going to take it from me. Oh. Okay. Okay. Man. Okay. Oh, I got it. Here it is. All I gotta do is, I'm gonna do it like this. Bring it down. Because before I go into this, some more things that I ran. Okay. All right. Iran president calls Israel malignant cancer. Okay. Iran president repeats call for nuclear deal. No. Iranian president says the Holocaust probably happened but needs proper investigation, and then calls Israel a malignant cancerous tumor during 60 Minutes interview. The Iranian president Ibrahim Raisi conducted his first interview with the Western Reporter during an hour-long interview with the veteran reporter Leslie Steinhauer and of 60 Minutes. The bizarre interview aired on Sunday on 60 Minutes at the presidential compound in Tehran. President Ibrahim Raisi, whose full name is Ibrahim Raisi El Sadat, 60 Minutes elected on August 2021 and became the country's 8th president. Steinhauer was given at least a list of requirements before the interview. Okay. The 60-year-old leader who descends from the Prophet Muhammad and 60-year-old leader who descends from the Prophet Muhammad and considers Ayatollah Ali Khamenei as his mentor was the former head of Iran's judiciary before he became president. President Ibrahim Raisi, no, we ain't got. Okay. Steinhauer opened up the interview starting with negotiations on nuclear deal. Raisi grievance with former U.S. President Donald Trump, calling the sanctions a tyranny against the people of Iran. His distrust of America and the execution of 5,000 political dissidents, something he denied, asking stay what kind of proof. These are allegations and claims from terrorist groups, he said. Raisi spoke through a translator, and at times he appeared agitated. But one of the most shocking portions of the hour-long segment was when Steinhauer asked Raisi if he believed the Holocaust happened. The 6 million Jews were slaughtered, and his response was one of indifference. Look, he said, historical events should be investigated by researchers and historians. There are some signs that it happened. If so, they should allow it to be investigated. Look, he said, historians and events should... Okay. On June 3rd, 2016, Anatoly Al-Kamar tweeted the stance against Israel, stating that it is the same stance we have always taken, calling false Israel a malignant, cancerous tumor in the West Asian region that has to be removed and eradicated. So, the first thing was, they're not going to get America keeps talking about they can't give you a guarantee. That's a lie right there. If they wanted to write up a proposal through the Congress, through whatever, they could write a treaty. They could, if that's what they wanted to do. They don't want to. If they wanted a deal, they wouldn't have start sanctioning and put more sanction on them for selling drones. They, like he said, it's tyranny and everything. They're going after Russia for anybody opposing their ruler, their ruling, their this Western dictatorship, this Western rule. Then you're being attacked. This is, and these type of attacks is these are acts of war that is really taking place. These are acts of war. This political. This is economic war, and it's actually a physical war at that too. The way what is this thing? This JCPOA. Look what it's saying. They won't give you. They won't make. It's not gonna make it. Now Congress want documents. They're not gonna give no They're not gonna give a guarantees. No guarantees. They're not gonna give Iran no type of They're not gonna write up a treaty or nothing. So they've already made their decision. Now, anytime somebody, like I keep saying, if they say that the nuclear deal is off the table, the nuclear deal is in the ER, the nuclear deal is in the freezer, and the nuclear deal stalled and you don't see anything happening, then the JCPOA is basically off the table. Now, when they say that, and then they tell false Israel, we're not tying your hands, and to prepare for Plan B. That means that the JCPOA is dead. It's not coming back, and we keep sharing that, and that JCPOA is what's going to start this war in the Middle East, this abomination of desolation, this war in the Middle East, and that's where we at. That's what time it is. This is the next event that's going to take place now. You hear Iran President Rossi saying, you got to research the Holocaust. You got to research that. He said that false Israel is a malignant, cancerous, what do you call it? A malignant, cancerous tumor And like we said, tell you, they talk about 6 million. You had 6 million people die. For approximately, they never knew the number. They started at from 4 to 6 million people in 4 years. And it don't fit no covenant. There's no covenant in the scriptures tell you somebody's gonna about a people that's gonna be afflicted for 4 years. Not even afflicted, not afflicted, gassed for 4 years. They was gassed for 4 years. What does that got to do when the black man and woman has been for 400 years and for hundreds of years dehumanized? Masiki said it right. They're liars. They're sitting on a lion throne. Then he said it. He said America and Britain is assisting them, keeping them over there, and took Palestinian lands, took their homes, and still right now took the gold. When a president, when Donald Trump, another president can go in that country and tell them this is now false Israel's. Now they gave false Israel post control of the Golan Heights. No, all this you know. Any these brothers and sisters ain't smelling the cow, ain't looking at what's taking place, don't know what's happening, ain't putting yourself in line with the truth. The message of the covenants here, giving you this understanding of what's taking place from this scriptural standpoint, where we at that we're the true seed of Abraham. 400 years in these false Jews, because those calling themselves Jews that are not, that's what the scripture said they were. They in the scripture they said we never been in slavery, and you can't prove any of it. And for one, what did they act like they don't know why Hitler did what he did to them after they traded on Germany in the previous war. They act like they don't know why. It's a reason behind everything that happened with them. And they weren't taken from no land. They weren't took to a strange land. It don't take a sign. Ain't none. Whatever happened, it happened because it didn't have nothing to do with no Abraham, no covenant. That's a guarantee. They can't put their situation nowhere near what the Abraham covenant. Nowhere near it. Only people on the planet right now to this day that can bear witness of going through 400 years, 1619 to 2019, and the plague came right immediately after, is the black man and woman of America. That's it. They can say whatever. Ain't been took through no land, and they talking about 6 million people. 6 million. We over close to 200 million died just on the transit. You talking about 6 million? Oh, for 4 years? We talking about lifetimes. Generations, 4 generations of affliction. So, let me calm down. My voice already. Let me see what our time is. We right on point. But we see where we at. Just pay attention, brothers and sisters. You really have to pay attention to what's taking place from a scripture standpoint. That can be proven, Um, prophecy. Prophecy ain't nothing from behind. Prophecy is the seeing forward, to see in the future. That's what the scriptures was. Prophecy. Seeing it ahead, not backwards. That's what the hell are you looking back for? You prophet see. You put it's for to see the prophet, the to see the future. For you can see the future and be in line with the future of what's going to happen. So you can bring it in right. So this abomination of desolation, this is the event that where we at in time, this war in the Middle East, that is going to take place. And it's going to happen. It can happen at any time, any day. Only Master Farah Muhammad known the hour. But no, it's coming up. Everything is bearing witness to it. The conditions of the world, the not just the weather, the wars and what's taking place in Europe, in EU, in Germany, what's taking place, and how this backfire is going to set up. Everything has been set up identical to what the scriptures say it's going to set up. Everything 1619, everything is playing out. We are in the time of consequence. The time of consequence. We're in the time of judgment. Judgment is the time to be judged for what you've done. The consequence. You're receiving your consequence. And the world haven't been the same since 2020. Period, point blank. And they can call it what they want. They can call it, they can sit up and keep acting like they're the true seed of Abraham. America can keep running through here, acting like they just gonna do what they want to do. Take, torment, make mischief and shed blood. That's what these devils do. But that's what the scripture said that's what they're gonna do. That's what they will be doing. Shoot, they will be terrorized. They will go they make mischief, and shed blood. That's what they're doing. Kill, steal. That's what it's saying. They're gonna be kill, steal, make mischief, and shed blood. That's what they will be doing, and that's what they're doing. Now, Master Farah Muhammad and Iran and Syria will be engaging in war with the House of Saud, Saudi Arabia. They will be going to war with the House of Saud, the dragon, and they'll be the dragon and his angels, which is America and Britain and false Israel. That's who they're going to be going to war with. They're going to kick the House of Saud. They're going to take them down in the Saudi Arabia in the Middle East. America and Britain is going to get kicked out the Middle East. False Israel. He said when you see Jerusalem surrounded by armies, know that it's desolation is name. So false Israel is going to be seized and destroyed. And that's the abomination, the desolation. They're going to be taken out because it's a lion throne. It's sitting up there and it's keeping, it's sitting in front of the world, taking the identity of Abram's true birthright from the black man and woman of America, the Shabazz tribe, and also the Levites. So, yeah, it's just a line thrown, and all the gray area and all the lies is going to be brought to an end, and they're going to be destroyed. It's just that simple, you know. An American Britain is going to be kicked out the Middle East, and Iran and Syria is going to take full control of the Middle East. They're going to take control of the Middle East again. They're going to, you know. So, this abomination, desolation, when you see this, it's made clear, when the world is made clear that who is the true seed of Abraham, I mean, who is the seed of Abraham that is going to be receiving the birthright, rewarded the birthright. When they see this, when they see false Israel go down, they're going to lose their mind, because they going to know for sure that they've been afflicting, and everybody's been treating Allah's people, treating them like dirt, making them eat feces, stepping on them. So when they see that, they're going to know what time it is. They're going to know who they are. And, you know, they're not going to be able to get away. But after that, when they figure out what they are, their head, shock of the heart is going to make them, the head explode, heart explode, stroking out, blood clots, you know, from too much pressure. It's going to drive them crazy. And then they're going to turn and attack all blacks. So we have to prepare for that. The Levites have to prepare for that. The Africans in America need to prepare. You need. They're held accountable and liable to move out first instead of, because they have a structure, a unity, a structure that they have preset. They already have a structure, because they're not like the American people that are still separated and in their own zones. They needed to make the first stand as we Americans come together, the black Americans come together. So I'm going to leave it right there, because we're definitely over our time. Ooh, let me see how many minutes over. Yeah, we're over our time. But, however, we're going to keep speaking on this, keep giving bringing this news in. We got a new format, so where we're going to add in more scriptures with each topic. So we're going to be taking topics and putting the scriptures with it, showing you exactly where we at in time, and from the conditions that's going on and what's been already prophesied and told, what's going to happen. And we're going to bring it from the scriptures and bring it directly to you, and may even have to utilize a key to show you, give you the understanding. But we're definitely going to be able to show you through the scriptures, and narrating it for you, and showing you what it's saying by breaking down these scriptures and giving you the understanding of what it's saying with the key. So with that, I'm gonna bring this segment of update with Malik Hajj to a close. Thank you for watching. I see you back here at 11 Central, 12 Pacific, and 9 o'clock. Excuse me, 12 Eastern and 9 o'clock Pacific. And with that, I greet you in the greeting words of peace. Assalamu alaikum.